Imagine stacking coins, each one worth $1. A single US dollar coin is about 2.5 millimeters thick. Stack 1,000,000 of them and the pile would reach 2.5 kilometers high. Now multiply that by 433,900, the estimated net worth of the world's richest person, Elon Musk, in April 2025, and you'd get a coin tower over 1 million kilometers tall. That's nearly 3 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it's real. That's the scale some people play at. You see that, and your instinct is to think, that's impossible. But it's not. It's just not built on the equation they taught you. And just like that, your mind starts to drift. How is that even possible? What are they doing that the rest of us aren't? And here's the trap. Most of us were never even given the rules of that game. Now contrast that with the game most of us are taught to play. Instead of building systems that generate billions, we're told to follow a narrow script, get a job, work hard, and hope it adds up. Instead of stacking coins to the moon, we're trying to keep our heads above water. Trading time for a paycheck. Trying to outrun rent, debt, and rising expenses. Maybe you've got a degree. Maybe you're working hard. Maybe you've been told that's the way. But something's not adding up, right? You've followed the formula. Study hard. Get a job. Work hard. Save money. Still broke. Still stressed. Still stuck. What if I told you it's not your fault? Because what you've been taught about money is wrong. You've been handed an equation your entire life. Money equals salary equals time worked. But here's the catch: time is finite. And you're trading the only life you've got for an income that'll never outpace inflation, lifestyle creep, or the wealth of those who own the system. At $20 per hour, working 40 hours a week, it would take you 24 years to make $1 million, before taxes, expenses, or inflation. Let that sink in. Meanwhile, people younger than you are building wealth in years, not decades. Why? They use a different equation. Here's what Naval Ravikant says: you're not going to get rich renting out your time. In a capitalist society, the rules are brutal. You are paid in proportion to the value you create. But not real value, perceived value. It's not fair, but it is consistent. The market doesn't reward effort. It rewards outcomes. Football players? Millions. Cleaners? Pennies. Why? The market says so. The game isn't about hard work. It's about leverage. It's about perception. It's about scalability. Think of leverage as a megaphone for value. Say something useful to one person? That's $100. Say it to 1,000,000? That's a fortune. And that brings us to the real equation. Wealth equals solving valuable problems times scalability. This is how you stop trading time for money. This is how you build wealth. Let's talk about Jeff Bezos. He didn't chase money. He chased problems. People hate driving to stores. Delivery was slow. Prices were high. He built Amazon to solve that. He didn't ask, "How can I get rich?" He asked, "What sucks, and how can I fix it?" The bigger the problem, the bigger the payday. You want $100,000? Solve a $100,000 problem. You want $10 million? Solve a $10 million problem. You don't need to build Amazon. You just need to listen. What are people complaining about? What's inefficient? What doesn't scale? Start there. Let's say you teach yoga. You charge $100 per session. Great. But you only have so many hours a day. You've built another job. Now let's say you record that class and sell it online, automated, evergreen, infinitely scalable. Boom. You've escaped the time trap. Morgan Housel once said, "You don't need to make money the hard way. You just need to make it the smart way." And here's the smart way: build systems. Automate. Delegate. Remove yourself from the process. Ask, "Can this run without me?" If the answer is no, you don't have a business. You have a job. If this is waking you up, hit that like button. Share this with someone chasing money the wrong way. And subscribe, because the next video will go even deeper into building wealth that actually lasts. Now back to the roadmap. Elon Musk solved energy, transportation, payments. Ray Dalio solved uncertainty in global markets. Cathie Wood spotted innovation early. Chamath Palihapitiya built platforms that scaled exponentially. Peter Thiel saw network effects before anyone else. They all had one thing in common: they didn't chase money. They chased meaningful problems. And that's what the market pays for. Once you solve a problem and scale a solution, you have two paths: sell it, like Instagram did to Facebook. Keep it, and optimize it to run on autopilot. There's no right answer. Some stay for the love. Others cash in and build again. Either way, it's the same outcome: freedom. Not money. Not the car. Not the penthouse. Time freedom. Mental freedom. Emotional freedom. Money is not the goal. It never was. Money is just a byproduct. What you want is freedom: freedom from anxiety, freedom from obligation, freedom from trading time for survival. The real currency is time. So ask yourself, is the job you're doing worth the hours you're giving away? Is the path you're on leading to ownership, scale, and leverage? Or just more debt and dependence? If your answer is the second one, it's time to change equations. Will most people succeed? No. And that's okay. Because the goal isn't perfection. It's direction. You'll fail. That's part of it. Fail fast, learn faster. Sam Altman. Whether you're building a business or growing inside a job, ask this: what problems am I solving? If you can't answer that, you're not playing the game. But if you can, you're already ahead. Stop chasing money. Start chasing problems. Solve them. Scale the solution. Own the outcome. That's the equation of wealth. Let's go deeper. Solving problems is about listening, not to yourself, but to the market. Entrepreneurs don't invent problems. They observe them. Frustration is the mother of innovation. Look around. What causes friction in people's daily lives? What's inefficient, outdated, or just annoying? Now ask, can I fix this in a way that scales? If yes, you're on the right track. Think of Calendly. Scheduling calls used to be a nightmare. Now it takes seconds. One founder. One problem. Millions in revenue. And infinite leverage. It wasn't about passion. It was about usefulness. Now take that mindset into your job too. Don't just work harder, solve better. Become the person who removes bottlenecks, fixes systems, increases efficiency. That's how you justify 3x your salary. Most people think money is about luck, timing, being born rich. And sure, that helps. But it's not required. DeMarco calls this the fast lane: leverage plus scale plus execution. And it's open to anyone who plays the right game. But beware the traps. Passion doesn't guarantee profits. Busy doesn't mean progress. A brand isn't a business unless it solves something. Flashy doesn't mean scalable. Simplicity wins. The richest people you know are usually the ones who solved something boring. Payroll software. Shipping logistics. Payment gateways. Not sexy. But scalable. And the market doesn't care about sexy. So now, the question isn't, how can I make money? It's, what can I fix? For whom? And how can I reach 10,000 of them with one solution? Nail that, and the money shows up as a side effect. You're not too late. The rules are the same. Problems are everywhere. Pick one. Solve it. Package the solution. Scale it. Own the system. Exit or optimize. And above all, protect your time. Because time is the most valuable asset you have. You can't earn more of it. But you can buy your time back. And that's what this is really about. Don't chase dollars. Chase freedom. Chase ownership. Chase leverage. Let wealth be the consequence of solving something that matters. Because wealth isn't built by chasing paper. It's built by buying back the hours that make life worth living.